Well, I got my hand on one of these this year, but I also happen to have this. Can they compete? Only one way to find out. Let's go. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. I'm Doc Martinez, and I'm very curious. Can these compete? So the other night of my live, it had been towards the end of the night. We put these head to head, and I'm honestly saying they were actually pretty close that night. Now, I want to do something fresh palette. I wanted this to have them side by side, no other pours before this, so that I have a nice fresh palette to compete. So I'm going to do these blind, tell you my thoughts, give you which one I rank higher, and then give you my final thoughts on it as well. I'm pretty excited about this one because the other night, they did compete really, really well, at least at that time, right? So let's see how they do today. All right, so we're going to talk about a little bit about each bottle here. Now, what we're doing is Handy. It's the BTAC of this year. So this is the Thomas H. Handy, part of the BTAC lineup. It's 129.8 proof and straight rye whiskey. Yep, straight rye whiskey. But this year, they actually released this bad boy. Now, this one is a Sazerac Rye Full Proof, 125 proof. So their proof points are just off by 4.8 proof points. So not too bad. Thing is, this one's a lot more aged. It's supposed to be a lot more refined. This one, $60 bottle, I believe. This one, $200, close to $200 on MSRP. But then you get to secondary, it's about $400 to $500. So my question is this one that much better than this one? You know, for that price. So that's what we're gonna do. So I had these poured out on the side. We're gonna move this over, get it all set up, and we're gonna get started. All right, so let's move these bad boys over here. We got them both here. I don't know which is which, but we'll mix them up anyways. So let's see. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna do this, start with the left side, go to the right side, kind of just smell them, taste them, and then, you know, kind of do it backwards, cleansing my palate in between that as well. But let's just look at these first. Let's just kind of bring them up. And honestly, in the light, they're very similar in color. I don't see one, try to use the light here. I don't see one much different than the other. They both seem the same nice dark straw color. So let's go in for that nose. Ooh, that smells good. I think I can't remember, but the other night on that live, if you haven't seen that live, I'll leave a link to it right here. But I remember them both smelling pretty similar that night. So this one's a little bit sweeter, a little bit nicer on the nose. And when I get into this one's just a little bit spicier on the nose. Ooh, made me cough on that one. So you would think maybe spicier means that it's higher proof. Spicier mean that this one smells more refined. Is it because it's better aged? Going off the nose, I'm gonna guess that this is the Handy because it smells more refined. It smells nicer. It's nicer on the nose, a little bit sweeter on the nose. This one smells a little bit more punchy, and I know it's a lower proof, but it smells like a little bit like the alcohol kind of hits you a little bit more. So I could be completely backwards on that, but I would think that the Handy is going to be a little bit nicer, a little bit gentler on the nose, even though it's a little bit higher proof. All right, let's go in for that first sip. Once again, my first sip of the day, so I haven't had anything to contaminate this mouth. Well, let's go in for that. Cheers. Ooh, that's a good pour. Very cherry, spicy, hits the mid and the back palate pretty quickly. Got a hug going, but a good pour. It's my first pour of the day. My palate's a little bit, you know, hit that, smacked it a little bit because both of these are pretty proofy, but nice taste on that. For somebody who's, you know, I've learned to like rye over the last few years, and I'm starting to become more of a rye person myself. I'm still a bourbon. Bourbon's my favorite, but rye is really close second. I really am starting to like it. And like high rise, I like a lot of high rise stuff. All right, let's go in for this one. Yeah, same, like good cherry, nice on the tongue, coats it, but doesn't coat it as well. Like I felt this one had more mouthfeel to it on that first sip. And then, you know, that's just my first and second sip. A lot of times you get a little bit more with that second sip. So I'm gonna taste it this way real quickly. Nice on the tongue, very cherry. That just, and then you're getting like there's a hint in the background, like caramel in the background as well. Kind of like a salty caramel kind of thing. It's nice. It's a very nice, it's a good pour. All right, let's go in for this one more time. Once again, nicer on the palate, more mouthfeel, coats that mouth, very viscous, very oily, very nice. All right, so I'm gonna pause the video for a second, kind of go back and forth between them, give you my winner and give you my final thoughts. So right now I'm thinking this is the Handy and this is the Saz. All right, I'm just gonna go through it, taste them one more time and give you my final thoughts on these. Honestly, both of these are excellent pours. I could sip on any either one of these any day, sitting with a friend, having some fun with them, just sitting out there. Like today's a cooler day. I could picture myself out there just, smoking a cigar and having a little sip of this as well. Very, very, very good pours. Now, this was the thing from the other night on the live. I said that they're very, very similar. And I'm still thinking that today. That's what I wanted to test was, are they as similar as I remember the other night? And they are. Even though I'm thinking this is the Handy and this is the Saz, I can be completely wrong. They're so similar in palate, so similar in taste. Besides this one having more oil, more viscous, a little bit smoother. I hate to use that word, but a little bit smoother on the tongue. And the viscosity, the way it coats the tongue and the way it lingers is what's making me think that this is that, Handy that's going to be a more expensive, a little bit more aged. This one, though, has all the same notes. But just in that back end of that, there's a little bit of like a bitterness that I'm not getting on this one. So today, this is my winner, but just like this the other night, just by a tiny bit. So I am nervous. I am very nervous. They are so similar, and I feel like I could be completely wrong on this. But I'm liking this one today more on my palate. This one's just as good. So let's see. What is my winner? Thomas H. Handy, THH. So that should make this one the Saz. Yep, that is the Saz. Once again, these two are great pours. These two are nice to sip on. But I know this one, which is this one here. So I know that this one is a lot easier to find right now. This one I think is going to be an everyday shelfer. It's on the shelf. It's just, I can't find it in my area. I got this one. I had this one hand delivered to me. But I'm going to say, if you can't get this, go get this. I think actually, so I know you see the barrel right here behind me. That one right there. I just put something in it just yesterday. But I think maybe my next one, I actually might get a few bottles in this and put that in there and try that and try to age this a little bit. And I'm very, very curious what it would do, Very interesting thought. I like it. But once again, the winner is Thomas H. Handy. It is there's just a little bit more to it. There's a little bit more refinement to it. There's a little bit more of that oils. But honestly, if you can't get this and you want to try something very similar, go get this. So what do you guys think? Think I'm crazy? Sometimes I think I am too. But people out there have been saying that. But they say that they make a mistake by bringing this out because it's so close. I'm thinking that they didn't make a mistake, but they gave us an opportunity to try something that's different and very similar. And something that, a lot of people will never be able to get one of these, that they get to try it and get something very similar as well. Before I leave, I always like to do this. Now, I know the other night when I did this, I remember thinking, didn't do too much, didn't change too much, but let's do it today after I haven't had anything else besides this. So let's go in for that one. There's like a smack of cherry right in the middle of these. That's very nice. It actually brings out a little bit more of the tannic that was in this one, that little bit of bitterness that was at the end. But still great pour. Still like it. I love how it sticks to this glass. So you don't need to blend these. They taste perfectly fine on their own. The blending didn't add anything to it. It just made it pretty similar. So, all right, my friends. Thank you for joining me on another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends. Cheers.